All right, we're going to read chapter 31. It's super short. It's just 4 pages. So Genevieve is taken off on the bike to meet the courier and to help him get Remy so he can go to Switzerland and be in hiding. It was a sunny morning with a promise of spring, and Philippe's bicycle was much better than mine. I raised one hand to finger Meme's ring on the chain around my neck, feeling its warmth. If only the Germans were gone. If only I weren't hungry. But I was glad for Remy. In hours he'd be on his way to Switzerland, where there was no war, where he wouldn't have to hide, to look over his shoulder and worry. And he'd be with his mother and sister. Halfway to the tower, a long convoy of trucks began to fill the road. I veered to one side, bumping along under the trees, and waited for the motors to pass. A motorcycle threaded its way around the trucks, and I saw the driver look up. I held my breath. He saw me and came toward me. Who do you think it is? Who rides the motorcycle? I was trapped. The trees in back of me were thick, and I'd never get the bike through them. No time to run. And the box was in the basket in front of me. What was in it? How could I explain? Fräulein! He stopped and gave me the Hitler salute. I looked down at the patches of melting snow, the dark soil. What are you doing here? He asked. Going to my aunt's house, bringing her... He looked at the box. I couldn't say food. He might take it. Bringing her... I began again. A book from my grandmother, an old book. He stared at me for what seemed to be forever. You're lying, he said. You're skipping school for the day. Food in the box? He flicked his finger at it. I acted as if I were trying not to smile, as if I really might be skipping school, enjoying a day in the woods. I used to do that, he said, long ago. Then he was gone, and the convoy as well. And I was all right. I sped along the road, watching the sun rise higher. The courier was waiting, and Remy. The tower was in front of me. I pedaled around the side, leaned the bicycle against the stone wall, and stood there with the package under my arm. I saw the courier carrying a small suitcase. His back was toward me. He was tall, his dark hair curly. I'm here. My voice was so choked, I wondered if he could hear me. Andre! He turned, and I held out the box. I think I have your sweater. And then I was crying, not small tears, but huge sobs, as Andre came toward me and wrapped his arms around me. You're going home, Jen. Aunt Marie, the whistle of the train coming into the Higbee Avenue station at night. Oh, home. I raised my hands in the air. How? And then I saw he was wearing a German uniform. I stepped back. Stolen, he said. You and Remy will be my prisoners as we take the train towards Switzerland. We'll walk the rest of the way. There are friends who'll help you. Remember the restaurants where I worked? They haven't forgotten me. I kept shaking my head. You'll be caught. He pulled me closer. I never went home, Jen. I've been here all this time, bringing people out, because a man named Albert taught me the way. Herr Albert. And you left your sweater. Yes. And then we were laughing, because it was probably the only time in his life he'd left something. He always knew what he was doing. I was the flyaway girl, not Andre. I've heard about you and what you've done, he said, his voice catching. Holding hands, we made our way along the small path through the woods to the blue-gray house and to Remy. But Meme, she'll wonder. She knows, he said. Someone went to her early this morning and asked. The ring. Oh, Meme. We smiled at each other. Going home. So that's why Meme gave her the ring. she knew Genevieve was leaving, and she wanted to make sure she gave her a goodbye gift. And Andre's been there the whole time. He's one of the couriers that helps people escape. And so not only is he going to help Remy get to Switzerland, he's going to help Genevieve finally go home. But there's still more. We'll have to see what else happens to see if they make it. So keep checking back. Bye, guys. I'll read more. Come back and hear the rest.